It's Friday, January 30th. I'm meteorologist Kayla Mitchell, the CTV News Atlantic Weather Center, with an update for you on that nor'easter that's coming up Sunday into Monday. Will be impacting parts of the Maritimes with heavy snow and strong winds. There hasn't been a tremendous amount of change. Again, over the last 24 hours, we have growing certainty about what parts of the Maritimes are going to be impacted by the heaviest of the snow and the strongest of the winds. And the bullseye for that does still look like it is going to be the province of Nova Scotia, though there is certainly the potential for some heavy snow in eastern parts of Prince Edward Island, and there may be some high wind gusts across PEI and around the Bay of Fundy coastline area of New Brunswick as well, even though the snow is expected to be lighter in the south of New Brunswick as well as western parts of Prince Edward Island. Higher degree of confidence now, so here's an outlook into what my expectations are at this point for snowfall amounts. The heaviest snow beginning right on the south shore of Nova Scotia and then extending up through the Halifax area, Halifax County, and then up towards the east of the province into parts of Pictou, Antigonish County, Guysborough counties, and most of Cape Breton. The potential for 30 to 45 centimeters of snow. Much of the rest of Nova Scotia in the range for around 15 to 30 centimeters of snow. Same thing goes for eastern areas of Prince Edward Island, and then snowfall amounts rapidly taper lower into the west of PEI as well as much of New Brunswick. Now, there is one other area I just want to highlight, and this is for sort of on the back half of the storm system, which is coming up Monday afternoon into Monday evening, night, and Tuesday morning. In the cold northwest wind directly following the storm, there will be a risk of snow squalls developing and bringing in additional snowfall amounts around the north shore of Nova Scotia and into Inverness and Victoria counties in Cape Breton. That is not an uncommon setup when we have one of these nor'easters move in and pass. Now, when it comes to the winds, they're going to ramp up as the snowfall rates increase, which for Nova Scotia is going to be on the south shore moving through Sunday afternoon, and then for the remainder of that province, basically late Sunday afternoon through Sunday evening and night. Higher snowfall rates here showing up in through the darker blues. You can see winds out of the north and northeast, potentially with some peak wind gusts for Nova Scotia between 70 and 90 kilometers per hour, 60 to 80 kilometers per hour on the Bay of Fundy coastline in New Brunswick as well as Prince Edward Island. That is going to get that falling snow blowing around. I would expect periods, it could be extended periods of very poor visibility, talking about whiteout conditions, and of course stronger winds, especially for Nova Scotia, will come with an increased risk of some power outages. And behind the weather system as it passes by on Monday, winds become north and northwest. They're still gusty though, so there may be some areas of drifting and blowing snow that continue through much of the day, and there'll be that risk of snow squalls developing off the Gulf of St. Lawrence for parts of the north and east of Nova Scotia. So it does look like it is going to be Nova Scotia to experience the brunt of the heavy snow and high wind impacts. So some heavy snow expected for eastern Prince Edward Island. Again, some high wind gusts possible along the Bay of Fundy coastline of New Brunswick and western PEI, even though the snow for those areas is expected to be lower. Very adverse travel expected for Nova Scotia and eastern Prince Edward Island Sunday evening, and I'm going to go all the way through Monday afternoon because of the combination of heavy snow and high winds. If you have to travel, make sure you have what you need in the car in case you get stuck or there's an accident and you have to wait for assistance. And I mentioned that stronger wind gusts will come with an increased risk of some power outages compared to the last snow event we had to contend with. In the meantime, if you are thinking about getting preparations done, think about having what you need to remove or move snow on hand, snow shovels, snow blowers. Make sure you check vents around your house as well to make sure they're clear of previous snow. We do have some time to get prepared for this weather system. Weather conditions for tonight, while they're cold, overall weather conditions fairly quiet. It'll be partly cloudy with a chance of flurries. There will be some snow squalls up in the Cape Breton Highlands off the Gulf of St. Lawrence, and the overnight low temperatures for the Maritimes, like the past couple of nights, mostly falling down into the minus teens. In the forecast for Saturday for the start of the weekend, aside from a cold start to the day, we're looking at mostly sunny conditions to a mix of sun and cloud for the afternoon, and most of the daytime high temperatures between -4 and -8. I am going to have further updates on the storm into and through the upcoming weekend. You can find those at ctvnewsatlantic.ca.